And just to welcome everybody, whether you're here digitally or right here, sort of face-to-face, Zooming. So Thursday this week, I want everybody to know, I'll send out an email, I'll send a reminder, I'll email everybody. No class at 5 o'clock with me, okay? No class. I won't be able to work Thursday. I am, however, having class tomorrow if you can attend. If you can't attend, that's totally fine. I will upload it like I do everything else, and it'll be on YouTube. So don't try and sign in Thursday because it won't work and I won't be working. So tomorrow we're just gonna switch a little flip flop. We'll do our Thursday on Wednesday. Okay, so you have to see me 2 days in a row, which is gonna be rough. That'll be rough for you. And then next week through the remainder of the semester should be every Tuesday, Thursday. All right. So we looked at science 1 week, social studies last week. We looked a little bit. We're going to look a little into back and change gears into language arts. And there's a couple of sections on IXL that I want to get to, or have you at least challenge you to get into. But I do want to show you and get into our textbook first. Actually, I want to show you it and then we'll go to. So we are going to look at a couple of different things. You can see this, right, guys? I'll shrink you guys down.
I can see it.
Yeah.
Here. All right. So we looked before at only, I think, determining the main idea and the details. We know that main big thrust of a paragraph or big idea of a particular article or a book. That's the main idea. The supporting details are specific details that support that bigger theme or that bigger understanding. So we looked at that information. We are going to come down and look at summarizing. Okay. As when we do look at summarizing, we're restating the main points in the text in your own words. Okay. So that's key right there, in your own words. The first step in summarizing is to locate main ideas. We did that, okay? We know that. A summary should include all the main ideas, assertions, or findings, as well as significant information the author provides. Questions that begin with who, what, when, where, why. Basically, if you can answer those, you've got it. And that's why, and I'll send this as well. I probably haven't, if you're newer, you probably haven't seen this. I use this type of notes all the time. We have a vocabulary over here on the left, and you can make little definitions if you want, but your critical notes are if you're really understanding the who, what, when, where, why, and then your summary or conclusion. Notice that this is only 5 or 6 lines. It doesn't have to be crazy specific, but you're going to want to always be able to answer the who, what, when, where, why. It's super, super important that you do that. So I will upload that tonight or tomorrow morning in the email that I'll send about this information. But we are going to first look at a couple of little mini videos on summarization. And I gotta move this thing. Okay, so let's go to watch later.
Things are really uncertain in the world right now. You know, it just gives me an extra sense of security and peace of mind to know that I'm protected.
When it really matters, trust ADT.
I would trust ADT.
Summaries are vital in the world of work. They get to the main points, the bottom line, right away for busy readers, giving them the big picture. Let's take a look. A summary is a brief restatement of the main points of a book, report, website, article, laboratory test, presentation.
So you're really just restating. It's a restatement of the main points.
Meeting. A summary saves readers hours of time because they don't have to study the original work or attend a conference. A summary can reduce a report or an article by 85 to 95% or even more, and can capture the essential points of a 3-day conversation in a one-page memo. Finally, since only the most important parts of the work are included in a summary, readers will know that they've been given to the web and other communication technologies. We have an abundance of information. It would be impossible to locate, classify, understand, and assess all of this information without the help of summaries. They can be found all around you. The chief objective in writing a summary is deciding what to include and what to omit. Determine what is the most relevant information for your audience and its purpose. As we've seen, a summary is a streamlined review of only the most significant points. You will not save your readers time if you simply rephrase large sections of the original. That will simply supply readers with another report, not a summary. Make your summary lean and useful by briefly telling readers the main points, purpose, scope, conclusions, and recommendations. A summary should straightforwardly and accurately answer readers' two most important questions. What are the findings of the report or the meeting, and how do the findings apply to my business, research, or job? Let's take a look at what to include in a summary. First, the purpose. Why was the article, hearing, or meeting held? Give the readers a brief introduction of the report or event. Essential specifics. Include only essential names, costs, titles, places, or dates. Conclusions or results. Emphasize what the final vote was, the results of the test, or the proposed solution to the problem. Recommendations or implications. What are they? Where can they be carried out? And why are they necessary, or why will a plan not work? What to omit from a summary. First, opinion. Avoid injecting opinions, your own, the author's, or a speaker's. New data. Stick to the original article, report, book, or meeting. Avoid including other comparisons or information that wasn't included. Examples. Readers will want to know about outcomes, results, and recommendations, not the illustrative details that are supporting of the points themselves. Background. Readers want the big picture, not supporting or technical details. And finally, reference data. Exclude information around footnotes, bibliographies, appendices, tables, and graphs. An executive summary is a great overview. Its purpose is to summarize the key points of a document for its readers, saving them time and preparing them for upcoming context.
So one thing I'm going to stop sharing real quick. I got to add, let's see if I have everybody. Damien just popped in. Really what you're doing when I'm assigning you a Newsy LA article and you're doing a summary, it's as if you're going to do like a quick little book report or article report. And like, let's just pretend I don't want to read it. So what is the information? What is the important information of that article that will help me not to have to go and read that article? Okay. So it's that kind of essential reading that it just hypothetically, if I did not want to read that as the teacher or who you're submitting that to, your reader, you want to include just that information. Let's look at one more real quick.
Okay, everyone, welcome to Who I'm Glad You're Online with me, Mr. Tico here. So we are going to talk about this. It's summarizing a text. Do you know what summarizing a text is? What? You don't know what summarizing a text is? Okay, now let's start our lesson about summarizing a text. What is summarizing? Summarizing is a way of understanding a text by identifying the main idea and important facts. In other words, it is like what the text is about, supported with important facts. Now, let us see the example. What is the main idea of the text? Yes, it's about a school student's experience having his first online learning at home. Now, let us see the important facts. What is the focus of the facts in this text? Yes, the focus is on the student's experience having his first online learning at home. So the facts that support the main idea are: the student followed some activities like having Google Meet sessions, checking his assignments on Google Classroom, and filling in daily reflection on Google Forms. He was happy that day. Now let's see the example of the summary.
All right, so what I want to do, I'm going to switch over gears to, again, we looked at, and I'm going to go to third grade, I think. Looked at main ideas, details. What I want you guys to look at and maybe start third through fifth in informational text, okay? We're going to do some examples right now, but we'll look at some informational text because the bulk of what you're going to read, whether that be science, social studies, or language arts, is going to be about informational text. So let's look at that real quick, and you guys can help me out with that. All right, so we are we're reading about hang gliding, and then based on the text, where do hang glider pilots usually take off from? We have three options: airplanes, beaches, or tall cliffs, tall hills or cliffs. Hang gliding is a sport that lets people fly without an airplane. Instead of using an airplane, hang gliding pilots hold on to tight triangle-shaped wings. The pilots usually take off from a high place, such as a hill or cliff. Then they soar downward through the air until they reach the ground. Hang gliding pilots have to work against gravity in order to fly for a long time. They have to find ways to float upwards so that they can keep flying. They do this by looking for rising air that lifts their glider higher. Pilots can look for signs in the air is moving upwards, such as soaring birds or certain types of clouds. They also use tools that detect rising air. The tools help pilots find places where the air is rising. By circling around these spots, pilots can stay up for hours, no airplane needed. So where do hang glider pilots take off from? Airplanes, beaches, or tall hills or cliffs?
All hills or cliffs.
Bingo, we have
All
that
hills or cliffs.
actually literally right there. So that is a detail, okay? Now we're looking at what helps hang gliders stay up in the sky for so long. Is it soaring birds, force of gravity, or air that's moving upward?
I think it's the force of gravity.
So the force of gravity would bring you down.
I'll bring you down.
So let's look, hang gliding pilots have to work against gravity right there in order to fly. They have to find ways to float upwards so they keep flying. They do this by looking for rising air. So it's not gravity, it's not soaring birds, it's going to be
Air that is moving upward.
air that's moving upward, yeah. And then another one, what is the meaning of detect as used in the text? So we're looking at, they also use tools that detect rising air. These tools help pilots find places where the air is rising. What is detect? Find, discover, keep away, or make or invent?
Find or discover.
Bingo. Yeah, we can literally substitute any of those. They also use tools that find or discover rising air. They also use tools that keep away rising air. They don't want to keep away rising air. They use tools that make or invent rising air. That just is stupid. So find or discover. Oh, Ethan is coming in. Ethan. All right, so now we're looking at paddleboarding. Somebody want to read that one for me? I know we have a lot of volunteers. I can feel it.
Stand up. Paddleboarders stand on a board that looks a lot like a surfboard, but unlike surfers, paddleboarders don't have to ride on ocean waves. They use a long paddle to push themselves across the water, almost like a boat. So stand-up paddleboarding can be done on calm water, such as on a lake. The most important thing for stand-up paddleboarding is balance. To keep from falling, you place both feet in the middle of the board with your toes pointed forward. You should also keep your back perfectly straight. If you lean to one side, you might fall into the water. Once you're balanced, try not to move your feet or body around. Just use the paddle to propel yourself forward and glide across the water.
All right, so based on the text, what is one way, we're looking for one way that stand-up paddleboarding is different from surfing? Stand-up paddleboarders stand up on the board. Well, you can get a visual. Surfers have to stand too, right? Stand-up paddleboarders can be done on water without waves. Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
And then stand-up paddleboarders takes a lot more practice. Did they talk about practice? I didn't see anything. I don't see the word practice in there.
No.
This one's thrown to throw you off.
I would say stand-up paddleboarding can be done on water without waves.
Yeah, you've seen people go down rivers with these. They go at the regular beach without waves. Kind of background knowledge. All right, same text, same information. Based on the text, which skill is most important for stand-up paddleboarding? being able to use the long paddle, being able to stay standing on the board, or being able to ride on large waves? What is the most important thing?
Being able to stay standing.
Yes, so the most important thing to stand up at is balance, to keep from falling, which would be standing. Yeah. Let's see if we got it. Wonderful. Yes. What is the meaning of propel as used here in the text? So just use the paddle to propel yourself forward and glide across the water. Is that flip, push, or walk?
Push.
All right, so we'll just substitute. Just use the paddle to flip yourself. No. Push yourself. Yes. Walk yourself. No.
No.
We're not. This isn't the story of Jesus walking on the water here. This is to push yourself. All right. All right. Somebody want to read about jigsaws?
In the 1760s, a map maker pasted a world map onto a piece of wood, and then he cut out the countries in pieces. He didn't know it at the time, but he had just made the first jigsaw puzzle. Early on, world map puzzles like this were used to teach children where countries were. Children could take apart the pieces and then assemble them back together again. At first, puzzles were always made of wood, but by the late 1800s, puzzle makers started using cardboard, which cost less than wood. This change meant that more people could buy and enjoy puzzles. Jigsaw puzzles have changed a lot over time. Today, you can do jigsaw puzzles on a computer or tablet, and puzzles aren't just maps anymore. These days, you can find puzzles with almost any picture you can imagine.
So does anybody have the feeling like when somebody's doing one of these that they want to kind of flip the table, or is that just me?
Oh, me too.
I'm just, all right.
I
So
usually just get up and leave it.
based on the text, what did the first jigsaw puzzle teach children? Where different countries were found? What a map of their town looked like? Or how to use a computer or tablet?
Where different countries
Were
were found.
found.
Yeah, so we were looking at a world map, okay? Super duper. Same passage here. Based on the text, what were the first jigsaw puzzles made of? They were made of?
Wood.
Wood.
They were made of, bam, wood. Excellent. What are we doing? Oh my gosh, we're going to the challenge zone. That's unreal. Assemble. We need to understand what the meaning of assemble is. Children could take apart the pieces and then assemble them back together again. Is that join, change, or break?
Join.
Join, yes. And you could just really reread that. Children could take apart the pieces and then join them back together. Yeah. Change them back together doesn't make sense. Or break them back together definitely doesn't make sense. Okay. So it is join. Super job. I wanted to show you, I want to go to a different level real quick and show you, and we can do a couple at this 9th grade level. And you'll see analyzing informational text here, okay? That's where we want to, that's kind of our sweet spot right here, analyzing. There is going to be a little bit of literature, but the bulk, at least 75% of what you're going to read is going to be informational text. So let's do one of these real quick. Okay. All right. So if you would like to, would somebody like to read Maps, the Art of Science?
Maps.
Yeah.
Maps, the art of science. The history of civilization has been illustrated by maps. Maps that depict battles, scientific pneumonia, and discoveries of new land throughout history. These maps can vary in numerous ways. For instance, by modern convention and for no scientific reason, modern maps are usually oriented with north at the top. But Al Idrisi, 1154 world map shows the Arabian peninsula in the top center of the map, with south at the top. Different societies in different parts of the world literally have different perspectives, which result from differences in physical geography, language, religion, cultural values, and traditions, and history.
The next part. Oh no, that's not it. I'm trying to move down here.
Oh, there's more.
Well, how long is this thing? A little bit long.
Oh,
A couple of paragraphs. All right, number two. Furthermore, maps are made for many reasons. As a result, there are many kinds of maps. Some made for general purpose may show roads, towns, and cities. Rivers and lakes, parks, state and local boundaries. An example of a general purpose map or base map is a topographic map which portrays natural and man-made features of an area. Other maps are more specific, conveying information primarily on a single topic. A map that depicts earthquake occurrences throughout the United States is an example of a special purpose map or thematic map. In general, every map is made for a specific purpose. Somebody want to get the next one? Number three. Anyone?
A map's purpose guides its design in choosing the scale. For instance, map makers consider how large an area they want to map and how much detail they want to show. The selection of symbols, which can include lines, patterns, and colors, also affects the utility of the map. And of course, there's the question of what information or feature versus what to omit. For example, scientific maps like Edmund Halley 1701 map of magnet compass variations across the Atlantic Ocean usually show only enough geographic data to orient the user while emphasizing the theme. Likewise, maps created for a completely different purpose include only as much detail as necessary. For example, in 1886, Sanborn fire insurance map include all the details needed for assessing insurance coverage, but nothing more.
All right. Next one. A map's purpose is usually clear from its title and explanation, but other information, author, date, publisher, source of funding, etc., hints at why and for whom the map was made. A knowledgeable map reader recognizing that a map is both a simplification and a distortion of reality will look for clues to the cartographer's purpose and even his or her biases. After all, maps are the result of conscious design decisions. Cartographers only show the features that they want to show, and they often generalize the data, okay? Cartography blends science and art, and the artistic choice affect the experience of the map. A beautiful map may become popular even though it may be less accurate than a plainer version. Details of cartographic style affect how a map is perceived, and description varies with prescriptive. Studying maps shows us that people understand the world differently, and express this understanding in different ways. So we're looking at the main focus or the main idea of the text, the history of cartography and how it recently became an art and a science. some ways in which maps vary and why they vary, or the most common purposes of that maps have. What do you guys think the main focus is? Is this like a complete history? I don't think so.
I would say some ways in which maps vary and why they vary.
Okay. I think so. I like that. Let's see. We could get it wrong. Who knows? Let's see. No, we can keep it up. We got it right. Now, we are ordering the details here to create a summary of the text. The map maker's artistic choice shape how the map is experienced. One can use details of a map to understand the purpose of its potential bias. Maps vary for a number of reasons, from place to place, from place of origin to intended purpose. A map's purpose shapes its design, including the scale, symbol, and information presented.
Maps vary for a number of reasons, from place to purpose and its potential. Now, what was I
It looks
reading?
like
The last one, that one.
the last one.
You want
map's
this one
purpose
first?
shapes its design.
Yes.
And then this artistic shape.
What are the key details?
Biases.
Summary. Oh, summary.
This was I'm telling you, see, this is only 9th grade and it starts to get quite difficult.
Many maps vary for numerous reasons, from place to place. Map purpose.
So I think,
One can use details.
yeah, I said the last one should go third.
Yeah,
One
I
can
think
use
I think it is
details.
like this. Let's see. So we're going.
Yeah.
There's a maps vary a number of reasons, from place to place, origin. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, wow.
Eee, wow, we got it wrong.
So you answered. So it should have went.
Ow.
We answered from, like, we totally reversed it. I think we just did that. We just inverted it on accident. So, okay. So it was looking at, we just did the paragraphs wrong. Okay. See, this is our answer. And then it's literally flipped. Each one is flipped on accident. We kind of reviewed it backward.
Wow.
Hey, which is totally fine. We see the pattern. We just put the pattern in the wrong order, which is not a huge, ridiculous problem. Okay, so how do the first and second paragraphs work together? So the history, and then that moves into, furthermore, maps are made for different reasons. So they show why maps varied in the past and why maps vary today. They show how maps vary outside Western society. I didn't hear about that. They give several reasons why maps vary and then focus on additional reasons. So I think it's this one. I could be wrong though. So we are looking at an example, several reasons why maps vary.
Could be there.
Oh, yeah, I think it's this one. So it looks at the past and then links that to what's happening now. Can we agree on that? Let's see.
Yeah.
No.
No, I was thinking the second one.
Yeah, I should have went with my gut.
Oh.
I thought it was the first.
So several reasons why map vary, and the focus is additional reason. Well,
wow.
See, we need some work here. Yeah, that's the original one that I thought was going to be. I knew it wasn't Western instead of civilization. All right, so let's move to the next one. Which of the following would be most relevant to add to the fourth paragraph? So let's look at the fourth paragraph. When you guys take your time and do this by yourselves, I think you'll be able to go back a little bit better. I wish that this And one of my recommendations for iExcel would be to make this bigger so you're not scrolling through.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so a map's purpose is usually clear from its title and explanation, but other information, author, date, this is where it talks about bias. Okay. Which of the following would be the most relevant to add in the fourth paragraph? An explanation of what generalize the data means, an explanation of how artistry is used, an explanation on why cartographers don't show all features. Hints on why, maybe that, I think that's this one. So let's look. Recognizing the map is both simplification and distortion of reality. We look for clues for the cartographer's purpose and even his or her bias. After all, maps are a result of conscious decision, design. Photographers only show the features they want to show, and they often generalize the data. Explanation of why performance don't show all features. I think that's our best addition to it. Let's see. It's either that or A.
Mm-hmm.
Dang it. We stink today.
I thought it was A.
Thought it was A? Okay, yeah, that would have been better, I guess. And reason why. The fourth paragraph says the cartographers generalize the data, but it's unclear what they say. Got it. See this, even the ninth grade is not too easy. Where would a discussion of a famously ugly and unpopular map best fit?
Not one. Either fourth or fifth.
I think it might be 4.
4. Mm-hmm.
Let's finally get one right here, guys. Damn it.
No.
Wow.
It's the first.
It's the fourth. We said
Fourth.
the fourth. It's the what? It's the fifth.
We said fifth.
Son of a gun. Being unpopular, even though it was less accurate. All right, so yeah, see, you really need to read this, and it's tough to do as like an opening lesson with all of us together because it's what do you call it? Very, very, very easy. So that gives you something to look forward to. Super fun stuff, right? I wanted to. Do we want to go and look at this yet? Let me switch my sharing to. So again, I will send you this Newsy LA notes. I think this is key for finding out the who, what, when, where, why. Vocab is always essential, and really hammering out, getting a good conclusion. Okay. So summarization. Let's actually try and finish some of this. So let's look at this. How a false memory can be created. Psychological research has shown various ways false memories are created. I've never heard of a false memory. False memories are created such as through the power of suggestion or through vivid imagination. Now, scientists study imagination have found that people who watched a video of someone else doing a simple action often didn't remember and thought they had done it themselves when asked about it 2 weeks later. This is completely new type of false memory, says Gerald Echterhoff, a psychology professor at the University of Münster in Germany, and co-author of the paper established in September using the journal Psychological Science. This is a false memory from just observing someone, says psychological Daniel Schachter of Harvard University in Cambridge, Mass, who has edited a book on false memories, says it sounds like an extension of early work that has shown imagining you've done something can result in false memories. I think this is kind of, this actual topic is about like your childhood memories. It doesn't even have to be like recent ones, but childhood, like that you did or went, or even those of you who are old enough to remember 9/11, your memory of it is not always perfect. And I have a good video that I can link to this as well about that a big chunk of people who were, the farther away you were from the site of 9/11, the less accurate your memory was. All right, so which sentence best summarizes the new study's conclusion of false memories? The power of suggestion and imagination create false memories. Or researchers and psychologists have concluded a new study on false memories, or watching a video of someone performing an action can result in a false memory, or the study of an extension of earlier work on false memories. What do you guys think? I think this is a detail. See, I mean,
I think I have that.
I think A.
you're thinking A. I think A does kind of sum it up there. Okay, so we have 10 minutes left. So I will give you, send you the link of all of this for you. Questions, comments for me? If you can attend class tomorrow night, that would be awesome. It's going to be the same bat time, same bat channel, just different day. No class Thursday night. I just will not be working Thursday. So if you can attend tomorrow night, if not Thursday, go ahead and look at the video, the lesson that we'll do tomorrow. Okay. So I will give you the 10 minutes to get ready for math. Super fun stuff. I know you're excited about math.
I'm excited. I don't have it anymore.
Who doesn't have it again?
Emily.
Emily. That's awesome, by the way. Who do you have, Mr. Butler?
Wishner?
Did you let him know?
Yes, I did. He
Okay.
wanted me to let him know.
Yeah, so you let him know, and he's going to be putting the paperwork towards the office so we can document that data. All right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Congratulations, by the way.
Yep.
All righty. We will see you soon.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question, Mr.
All right.
Turner. This is Marianne. I'm having trouble with my email. I can't seem to find the link for the Zoom. Like I had it to start this video, but it just disappeared somehow. So can you send a new link?
Yeah, so I will, as soon as I get off of this, I'll email you the same link, everybody the same link, and a reminder that it's going to be, the Thursday one will be on Wednesday.
Okay, cool.
Alrighty.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right,
Right.
my friends. See you later.
Okay, bye.